Good morning. Welcome back to Breakfast with Brad. This morning we're going to talk about air cart monitor setup. We're getting our tractors ready and getting everything hooked up, getting ready to go seeding, but we want to make sure our monitor's set up properly this morning. So with that, we'll look at a new setup, and you can tell this is what most people start with, and then that's when the calls start and it says controller not yet available. What that means is that it was set to the combine last fall. We just need to make the screen layout read the air cart. So we're going to hit menu, and we can tell our air cart is there and our blockage monitor is there. So the controllers are available. We just need to put them on our screen. Our layout manager will allow that. We'll typically pick a page similar to this. And when we press that and air cart, we will now have our monitor. So you can see our air cart page there. To set up our air cart, we typically go through them in order. We'll start with this button. We'll go through our meters and make sure our meters are set to the different settings. Our correct product, the type of product. We want to enter a rate today for all 3 meters. Once we do that, we would then be ready to cal. We'll go through calibration a different day. On our cart setup, we want to make sure the size of the cart is correct. We want to make sure the height sensor is on. We do want variable rate on. Many people have that off, but there's a lot of advantage to variable rate even if you're not using it. And this particular cart also has section command. Our tool is a very important part of setup. Today we're running a 60-foot 1890 setup, and we'll be able to ensure that there's 9-port primaries on all the tanks, and all of the tanks are turned on. Typically, when we get into startup, we get calls that one of the tanks isn't working properly or documenting, and these check mark buttons are off. If you have a double chute machine, I'll quickly show you a double chute machine. You'll have SFP and dry fertilizer. This becomes more important for those of you who have them. You'll see that there's a top and a bottom. And where these check marks is determines the blockage system, documentation, and also calibration numbers. So make sure as you go into the season you check on this particular page. Sensors, the tire speed sensor, make sure you check in your book to make sure that number is not 187.9. That's the factory cal number. If that's in there, it's never been set. Please refer to your book for that, or you can do the calibration right here by driving 400 feet. That's the most accurate and typically is 1 to 2% different than the book. Lastly is the height sensor. We want to set it full up and save it, full down and save it, and then we typically set our heights to 65 and 35 on the height sensor. Lastly, your totals. As you go into season, you can see this cart is just getting ready to be used. But if you want to reset your season totals here, your meter totals for the year, there are some flow calculators in there too. And then lastly, as you hook up, especially with a new drill, and many people don't know this, the book and wrench, some people are afraid to go into this system test, but you are actually recommended to do that. As you go over, there's a couple, this page right here. Deere recommends every time you hook up a hydraulic drive cart that you actually flush your meters. So you'll turn them on. Tractor running, which we don't have today, and hit this, it'll actually flush the motors to make sure any crap that's in the hydraulic hose ends is working. So with that, that's a quick rundown of cart setup. We will bring you more on Thursday as far as linking that into the documentation on the GS3. So see you on Thursday. Thanks.